a lot of things go on behind closed doors and not everything is public and easily accessible. And there's just maybe a more traditional viewing on that. So in terms of heading into like an openness and transparent branding, storytelling vision for a defense company, how can that happen in this digital transformation age? Are there any tips that you see, like as far as the way technology is coming down the pike for telling these stories, or anything unique about the traditional defense market in general?
Yeah, and this is part of what drew me in the first place to our conversations, Mike, on foreign defense. Is it's an industry that I honestly have not had a lot of experience with from the small cap perspective over the last few years. There isn't a lot of new small cap, micro cap, new listings in the defense sector, at least in Canada and Australia and the US. There's some, but there's not a lot, which is interesting, especially given the state of the world. I would have assumed that there would be a lot more. So as you said, there's regulatory reasons, there's banking reasons, there's lots of there's clandestine reasons why a lot of these businesses remain private, and that's fine and dandy. But it's sort of like what we were doing on our nickel company. It's really important, I think, to present these opportunities to the market in an honest and transparent way should an investor want to get into the sector and bypass the regulatory or the bad actors or other individuals that they might not want to invest in, or they might simply just not have that appetite to invest in a large scale company, blue chip company. They want to get that early hunger and that potential for large multipliers on their investment. So I think that's going to be really important. And again, just the differences in the sectors, but also a lot of similarities. There's this understanding in mining that I know quite well, and I always am going to come back to the mining because that's been the bread and butter over the years. But your average person, that isn't involved in capital markets, that isn't involved in industry, they say, okay, maybe a bit of a dirty industry or something that they're not too interested in, but they're more than happy to pick up their cell phone and get in their car and drive to work and use their computer, right? And that's kind of obvious. A lot of people will probably roll their eyes at that. It's an oversimplification, sure, but you want to provide that startup capital and branding and opportunity into a vertical that hopefully will actually provide some value and create some materials in the long run. And I see that as the same in the defense sector right now. Every major company seems to be increasing their budgets for spending. Where is this money going to go? Is it going to go to certain actors or different individuals and companies? Maybe we can present an opportunity to the market that's going to be transparent and have an opportunity to present to the market, again, a good investment thesis.